Why relationships end? You might be right now with a partner and you feel like the relationship might have become a bit stagnant. It means that it's no longer evolving. You're no longer having fun. You're getting a bit bored within the context, within what is being seen as repetition of something that you already explored. And so why does it end? It's because we stop nurturing, we stop giving it attention, we stop bringing in the romance and taking time to spend time with each other. We stop prioritizing the relationship. And basically we start giving attention to other things or attention to ourselves, which is great. But at the same time, you see, a relationship needs to be nurtured. And sometimes we start losing the passion, the desire, the fire to engage into connection with our partners. And so what does Tantra have to do with that? Well, when you move into Tantric coupling, you start opening pathways of energetic resonance with your partner that might not have been engaged or opened yet. And this is very important because you have a potential there in your relationship to activate a level of mystical energy and a level of energetic connection that maybe you never tapped into. This is why when I take you into rituals, into the jungle over here to do some form of sacred coupling ceremony or sacred tantric coupling ceremony, suddenly we activate a new flame. We activate a profound connection or a profound level of resonance between your two beings that might not have been activated yet. We do that through mantras, through energy work, through some emotional release and different sensual practices that are going to help you reconnect with your partner on a deeper level. So what I notice with most couples who are struggling in establishing connection and recreating this blossoming romantic energy, it is that most of the times the couples that I see haven't tried everything yet. It means that there are tools, there are possibilities, pathways, ways of connecting, establishing a little bit of a deeper connection on a mystical level precisely that hasn't been activated yet. And the moment you start moving into a direction, suddenly there is a breeze of fresh air, fresh energies, fresh romantic power that starts coming into your coupling experience, and this can potentially expand the field of your relationship. So this is what I encourage you to do. If you feel like your relationship is stagnating, just reach out, get in touch, and we will explore the possibilities of expanding your relationship to a whole new level. And I'm talking to couples here who have been together for a long time, right? You might have been married for 10 years, 20 years, and then suddenly you notice that something is missing over here. And you go like, well, we should just break up, separate, divorce, but we have the children, we have a house together, all of that. So what I encourage you to do is simply, come to me, reach out, and we will explore the possibilities of what is there as a possibility to engage deeper. I would really encourage you not to give up too soon on your relationship, not so simply to be like, okay, I'm done over here, let's find something somewhere else. No, try to see what happens if you dive deeper, because I believe that there are resources there, levels of connection and profound connection, activating a soul connection with your partner that you didn't tap into yet. And that could completely change the dynamics in your relationship. And especially if you're a young couple as well, the tantric energy, the tantric coupling energy is something that can activate a whole new level of sensations and depth into your relationship. The way it works is like that. Imagine that you have a spirit or a temple, a third force that comes and engages itself and starts sponsoring your relationship. So it's something that is really magical and profound. And a part of you, as two individuals connecting together, when you receive this sponsorship, you open yourself, you send a prayer to the skies, you send a meditation, you activate a connection or a dialogue with forces that are much vaster than yourself. So you can call that the tantric spirit or your tantric coupling spirit, and it has the potential to activate your relationship to a whole new level. So right now I'm talking about it as a concept, and if you are right there listening to what I'm saying, it might feel a little bit abstract. So the best way to figure out if this is something that you want to bring into your field is to have a small experience of it, or is to have a small glimpse of it. And the best way to do that is to come to me, have a session. I take you into different spaces, sometimes in the jungle over here nearby, and then we are going to go through rituals and practices that help you enter into resonance with your partner. So especially if you are a young couple, but also if you have been married or partnered for a long time, this is always something that can open new pathways of connection and sensuality and depth between you and your partner. So the reason why these techniques and practices are not mainstream yet is because for most couples, when you face a challenge and you have the feeling that there is a certain degree of dissatisfaction in your relationship, what is going to happen? Most of the times for couples, the reaction will be, let's go to therapy and talk about it. And that can be really powerful. You know, it can be clearing. It can allow you to have a safe space to voice what you have to voice. But what we do in the tantric space is not so much talking, is more engaging into practices, engaging into presence, engaging into conscious touch, intentional touch, engaging into mantras, engaging into practices that are going to open simply a new pathway of connection in your relationship. When you go to talking therapy, talking is something that we do all the time. It's easy, that stays within the comfort zone. Having a tantric initiation is something new that stretches your potential to a whole new level. And to engage into a tantric coupling experience, it requires a little bit of humility. You know, it's simply being like, there might be something out there that I haven't experienced yet, and Shiva out there is talking about it. Why don't we give it a try? It means that there needs to be a certain degree of trust. So to establish that trust, what I encourage you to do is very simple. I want you to send me a message, go on WhatsApp. You will find my contact over here on Instagram or wherever you are watching this video, Vital Coaching on Instagram, and send me a very simple message. You can say, listen, Shiva, I'm very intrigued by what you're saying. Can you tell us more? And then what I will do is invite you to have a video chat. This doesn't mean that you are going to be committed to do anything. I'm just going to reveal to you a little bit more of that so that we can connect face to face and we can feel if we are a good match to work together or to do these initiations together. It's very simple. Take a little step and send me a message. That's it. So I very often use this analogy. Imagine that you have been living in a sheet of paper, right, into two dimensions right now. And then one day you discover that there is a third dimension, that you can start swimming or flying above this dimension. This is a little bit what happens when you receive a tantric initiation or a spiritual initiation that is going to allow your couple to connect on a deeper level together. So it is a little bit like stepping into another dimension. We live in a world which is the world of the matrix and the physical reality, limited very often by our five senses, which is, and we live in a world which is like 4 dimensions of time and space, right? So when you move into the tantric dimension, which is really the mystical dimension, one of the possible ones, it's like accessing a new dimension into your life. And this is why it's really an expansion, it's an awakening, it's something that can bring a whole new quality into your life. And so you have certain temples in your life, certain temples where you have to enter by yourself. Your partner might not be ready. You might be the one who is ready. And sometimes there are certain temples that are only initiations for you. Now, what I'm inviting you into is to do that together. Why do it together? Because if you come here together and you do this initiation together, it's something that you are going to be anchoring into your couple. And that way, it's sometimes a little bit stronger than if you are doing it by yourself. Why? Because then you start practicing that and your partner will be there as a reminder of the potential that you have. It's a very simple thing, right? So when you enter into this temple together and you receive the initiation together, it's a little bit like strengthening that, because suddenly you have a vibration or a resonance that doesn't depend just on you, and that strengthens potentially the initiation. And so if you heard about Tantra and you heard about the different practices and you have lots of beliefs and lots of ideas and lots of associations with that, lots of projections, what I encourage you to do is Take a pause with the brain, with the thoughts, and have an actual experience, because Tantra is not something that you are going to understand with your head. At some point or another, you have to start breathing, you have to start singing some mantras, you have to be in presence with somebody, you have to experience touch, you have to engage into some form of meditation, dynamic or sitting meditation. You have to engage into a practice that is going to give you the possibility to break through. The mental body is really powerful, and sometimes it gives us glimpses of what's possible, but it is still a mental or rational experience. If you want to have a real deep, profound experience, you have to disconnect your brain and get into presence and into your body. So what I want to tell you is that I have been on the tantric field for more than 35 years. Okay, I've been exploring techniques along that line for a long time. And what I give you here in this initiation now is really the nectar of everything that I learned. When it comes to coupling, I started exploring coupling dynamics back in 2002 when I launched my coaching practice, vitalcoaching.com. And since then, I've been exploring all that. Now, when I came to Bali and when I went to the Himalayas, I took different trips and different initiations. There are new frequencies that started emerging that have been perfecting themselves. You see, in the form of all these mantras that I have here in the background, there is lots of magic that has been emerging. And so when you come for these initiations, it is really activating the nectar of everything that I learned over these 35 years of experience. So we go straight to what is essential. We bypass a lot of possible other pathways, but we go straight to the point. You see, the field of Tantra is really profound and magical. And yes, we have the classical Tantra, everything that has been built up for the last 1500 years with lots of teachers, powerful writings and essence and lots of insights into what it means to be a human being, what it means to be master of our lives, what it means to connect with the divine, to go back to a state of oneness and beauty and joy and bliss and be fully realized on this planet. And in today's world, there are many new techniques, new powers that are emerging. Where I get my source of inspiration is from the high Himalayan mountains. I spend time in caves over there and diving really deep into meditations and practices to transmit and to actualize many of these teachings. So what you see over here, it's original teachings. It's something that has been upgraded and right now actualized to today's world. This is what I want to transmit into your field. So again, the best way to discover if we are compatible to work together is to simply reach out. Maybe you see my face over here on video, or you hear about me and you go like, no, that's not my teacher. That's fine. That's perfectly okay. But if you feel a little bit of resonance and a little bit of attraction, I create really safe spaces over here. I work with a very specific and very solid code of ethics in started coaching. So I have 10 very specific points, which have to do with how I want to engage, the level of respect that I want to engage with when I'm coaching you, when I have you here for a session, whether it's your couple or you as an individual. I want you to know that creating safety and a very respectful environment is really essential and part of my core code of ethics, communicating in a way that is direct, very simple, being open for feedback, and so many more things that are important in creating the safety of the container. So that's the agreement that I have from my side towards you. I want you to know that.